Alright, so I got the directions handy, but let's just throw some parts in and we'll see how this goes. They're fairly obvious. We got some registration tabs on the bottom and on the top. Most of the pieces are the same except for this one here, which has the fire extinguisher that goes to it. So I don't know where that goes offhand, but let's just throw some parts in here. Another weird one is right there, and you can see that's a double key, which is probably this piece right here. No. Ah, there we go. There's a match. So that one goes there. These look like these go here. And we got some big wall pieces now. So these are also keyed. So let's take a look for those. That one definitely goes here. This one goes here. Another good fit, and this one must go there. I also happen to have this loose wall piece. I know it definitely doesn't fit there. Doesn't look like it fits there, but this looks like a good fit right there. And I have the roof handy as well. So this is fairly obvious. We got the bottom like that, it looks like. We'll just line up one piece and move the way around. Excellent. So a fairly interesting setup. It's definitely nice to be able to pull the walls off, of course, or the top of the hull off. Oh, we got that one backwards, it looks like. So we'll fit that back in. That's a really tight space. Lots of room here to put some wiring if we need it. Control console, obviously. And then tons of room all around the back sides of the walls here. And I'm a pretty sloppy lighter and wirer and electronics guy, so I'm definitely going to use as much room as I can get. And we definitely have a good profile here to fit everything. So I'm happy about that. So let's pull the camera off here and take a few close-up shots, see what we got going on. So way in there is the command console. So what would be nice is to be able to set these walls up with magnets so we can pull them off. Don't know how feasible that is at this point. It's probably not feasible at all because of all the stuff that's going to go on the inside here. But it's always worth thinking about. At every stage of every point of the build, always keep your options open and keep your mind thinking about what you can possibly do to make some modifications. Then when you got some parts together, start doing test fits and see how it goes. If things don't work out, you haven't set any glue down, you haven't made any mistakes. So I think that's probably it for this session at this point. We covered some magnets, blocked out the interior for the lighting that's going to come up. I'm probably going to paint all the parts on both sides black, so even the outer hull here will go black. I'm just saving that for the end because as we work on it, things are going to get scuffed up. So I want to do as little as possible as far as finishing work goes along the way, as much as possible. However, parts such as these walls right here will have to get painted sooner than later. But I'm going to try and hold off as long as possible just so we can do all the painting, or at least as much as possible, all at once, along with the decals and all that kind of thing. So coming up next in the instructions, let's take a look at what we got going on here. So as far as the first two pages go, we've pretty much completed all these steps. Looking at the command console next. What I skipped before was doing this landing gear, because once it goes together, it's going to be fairly delicate. However, I am thinking I may put these walls in. Paul Bow of Paragraphics does have his special landing gear coming around when his next batch comes in. So I'm going to hold off on that point as well. The command console is definitely going to be a load of heavy work. There's some photo etch material we can put in there. So let's take a look. I want to do everything as easy as possible first and then work way back in passes. So there may be a little bit of work we can do here. We can certainly glue that computer wall to one of the side walls. That won't be a problem. It looks like we can probably put that chair together, and maybe some of these other wall pieces here too. These don't look too bad. I want to avoid the freezing tubes as long as possible. Looks like we can do some stuff in here, but there may be some pre-painting required. And every step of the way, I'm definitely looking at how much of it needs to be painted. And that's really it. Those 2 pages right in the middle here look to be about the bulk of all the work. So while it's a skill level 3 kit, it's definitely not that intricate as far as the actual pieces will go together. So let's take a look at the hull here. So this has all the parts laid out and numbered, which is very handy, of course. So we can figure out which one of these walls goes in a particular place. The ceiling will go on last, as well as the elevator cage. Probably the astrogator as well. So in this diagram here, it shows all the walls put together dropping straight into the floor. We'll see how much of that has to be reality. We may be able to do this as we go, and again, that's part of the exploration of it all, is going through the directions, examining what's there, doing a few parts, putting them together, going back again, looking at it all, and really taking your time. So I think that is it for this session, and I think we're probably up on 3 or 4 episodes right here alone. So let me put the top on here and we'll see how this looks. So it looks pretty dark in there, huh? Let's get a flashlight going on. So from the front window, probably able to see a fairly good amount of the model, even if you do seal up the lid. Of course, the back is going to disappear in darkness because there are no walls going on. And overall, you can definitely see some light leak, ambient, specular diffusion going on. But definitely not in the main hull, and that's definitely an important thing at this point. However, those edges will definitely need painting and covering up. Right, so next up we got a few more parts coming up to glue together. We'll be getting into the airbrush really soon. And I'll also be getting a review going on of the TSDS aftermarket parts, a few of those. Some decals, some vinyl masks, and the Fusion core itself. So take care, and I'll see you.